Hey guys, it's Lola, but you can call me Lola if you like.
Hi, this is Velisa, and you can call me Vels if you want. And this is the Everybody Hates HR podcast, episode 111. Woo!
How are you?
I'm all right. I'm all right. What have I been doing? Oh, do you know what I did? So when our builder was round, I told him he could touch anything but the stairs. I was like, leave the stairs because I want to do them.
And what?
I wanted to paint them and put a runner down. Like I wanted to do it.
You did with the beams and everything?
So I didn't do beams.
Okay.
But I did do it myself. And I'm really proud of myself.
Let me see. Why did you want to do it yourself?
I just wanted to do something.
A project?
Yeah, I just
you
wanted
got nothing to do?
I mean, yeah, I do, but...
Oh, that's so good.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
that is
you.
really good.
Right, if you could see it, like, yeah, I really tried.
Let me insert the picture. I insert the picture.
Yeah,
that's really good.
That's what I've been doing. And then I've been watching a show. This is kind of relevant, actually. It's called The Pulse. So it's just started. It just came onto Netflix, I think, last week. And basically the focus of it is there's a chief resident and a resident.
Like a med school.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, it's medical. Yeah. I think like Grey's Anatomy, but in Miami kind of thing. Yeah. And the resident raises a sexual harassment claim against the chief resident. And it's basically around like what actually happened, because she's saying, oh, he told me he loved me and it was unwarranted and not needed, but they were
from nowhere.
They were dating.
Okay.
But people didn't know that. So, but apparently there's more to it, and he was like transferred from another hospital. So
what you do watching employee relations.
I know, like I'm gonna finish it, even though I don't think it's that great.
But it's relevant.
Yeah, but I'm gonna finish it and see like how it plays out, because they talk about HR throughout the episodes. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I feel like every time we come on here, we're talking about, oh, what are you watching? And I keep saying I'm gonna watch these things. Paradise. I did watch Adolescence.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah. We because in the last episode, which actually we filmed a while ago, you were talking about how they shot it in a continuous, and you said, well, I think when you first spoke about it, you said it was each scene was shot as a continuous thing, but it was each episode. So when I watched it, I was like, this is insane. Do you know what I mean? Like from start to finish. And there was one, and I had to Google, I had to do everything to figure out how they did it. There's like, you know, when he chases the guy and he goes through the window.
Yeah.
Do you know how they did it?
How?
It was the window wasn't there. Oh. And then they put the window in after.
Look at that. Crazy.
Yeah. But when I watched it, I was like, even like I don't even know how they would have managed it, because there was like even a scene where they're like at the school and then it goes into a drone shot. So somehow they've offloaded the camera whilst running it.
I think I saw them talking about this in an interview.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I haven't even seen it, but when I was watching it, I was like, wait, so they offload the camera onto a drone, then they've gone across the whole city, dropped the drone down, and didn't shot it and the whole thing, like, it's just, I really enjoyed it, actually. I enjoyed it more because of that.
Yeah, they did really well. Even the singing is the little girl who's murdered in it is the one who does. There's a scene where there's like singing when they go look at the flowers.
It's that same drone scene, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's her singing, yeah. Which I think is just some nice little touches.
It's crazy. Yeah, it was. Yeah, so I enjoyed it, but I feel like a Paradise. I still haven't watched.
No, watch Paradise.
I need to
get to it.
I don't even have time, but every time I have time, I just watch stuff that I can watch in the background. So it's real.
Oh, you're going to be on a plane soon. So
yeah, it's Real Housewives of Potomac. That's all I've been watching. And I haven't even had that much time to watch it. I'm on season 5 now. I think when we spoke, I was on season 3.
Okay, you still got a while to go then.
Yeah.
But you're going to be on a plane soon, so you can watch Paradise.
I'm going to sleep on the plane. I sleep on every plane.
Do you?
Yeah.
Wow.
The only time I don't like to sleep is if I'm flying business, but then I sleep because the first time I was like, oh, I need to enjoy. But now I'm just like, let me be asleep, because the sleep is really good, actually.
Wow, I'll have to watch shows.
And I'm flying economy. Now, when I get on the plane, when I get there, I have to beg. So yeah. Also, my opinions on people are changing. So Monique, I'm not sure how long she's going to be in it, because she just attacked Candice. Don't tell me. But also I don't, you know, not that I don't support violence, but I don't support violence in those sort of situations. But also, she shouldn't have hit Candice, but Candice was literally asking for it.
Candice's mouth is sharp.
Yeah, Candice talks too much, but you know, like if you're from where we're from, you understand the concept of get banged. But she just thought, maybe because the life that she's grew up in, she's like, I'm not from the ghetto. I'm from, in the spaces that she's grown up in, you can say whatever you want and it will never escalate to physical violence. It's true. But in the space where Monique is from,
you can't do that.
She's even, from Monique's perspective, I even think she thinks it's even overdue. It's even overdue. And now Giselle is getting back. I don't think that's going to last, but she's getting back with her ex-husband, who is the pastor of the mega church, who cheated on her before. Anyway, that's where we're up to. So.
Oh, Jamal. Oh, gosh, yeah.
It seems like anyway, that's what but I haven't really watched. What else have I watched? I've been banging the same Severance drum for forever. You watched the whole thing now, yeah?
No.
You haven't seen the season finale?
No. Okay.
Well, I'm not going to ruin it.
Thank you.
I am going to come back, whether I sit in my living room and do it myself. I'm going to have a whole episode. We'll do it as a bonus episode on Severance, because there's so many because it's obviously it's a workplace drama. Yeah, it's all about, and there's so many things in it. Like even with Milchick, yeah, it's like he's obviously like the only black man in the environment, and he's getting senior, and like even just his experience. There's so many different things.
Did you see his interview with Seasoned?
I saw a clip of it come from
and they're like, today. Does he know that he's black?
Yeah. And like,
I loved his answer.
Yeah, just like the whole. There's so many things, and like, you know, what motivates people at work. You know, there's just so many things. It's literally a whole drama where you are just the person you are at work. And I saw a really interesting TikTok of someone being like, "Oh, Severance. Imagine going to work and having to be a different person when you're at work."
Well,
she's like, I wonder what that's like.
Imagine that.
Imagine being a whole different person, and and I just thought there's just so many themes in it. So even if it's like a 15-minute episode, I am going to do when I have time. I will sit down and I want to do a bonus episode, and I'm going to deep dive into all the workplace themes in Severance, because they owe me, because I've been waiting since 2022 for season. I've been waiting 3 years for a season.
A long time. I didn't know that Ben Stiller was one of the people behind Severance. Yeah, amazing. Yeah,
I waited 3 years. They can't do that again. I feel like the end of when it was first released, no one was really checking for it. But now it's like very, very big.
Yeah.
So I feel like they can't wait 3 years to do another season.
No, they can't.
Yeah. Anyway, HR.
So I mean, by the time this episode comes out, it'll be like mid-April. Yeah, so still relevant. So obviously we're in April now, so some, not all, of what Labour said they would do has now come into effect in terms of the Employee Rights Bill. So let's go through some.
I'm very behind, by the way.
Are you?
Very behind. Like I'm followed. Like I haven't been super up on my HR news.
Fair.
Be real with you.
So from the 1st of April, 2025, the national minimum wage and national living wage has risen. So over 21 has gone to £12.21 an hour, 18 to 20, £10 per hour, and 16 to 17 and apprentices, £7.55 per hour. And then the living wage has gone up to £13.85 in London by the 1st of May.
Yeah. Just when you hear these numbers, does it make you feel old?
Yes.
Yeah, same. Because that 16 to 17 rate.
Listen, I was on half of that.
Below 18. No, I think the least I've ever been paid was at Primark when I was 17 or 16. And I was on £5.35 an hour.
I can beat you, you know. My first job was at Barrett's, which is a shoe shop, for anyone who doesn't remember it. £3.85 I was 16.
That is where is that? Like in Croydon or something?
Yes.
Because I was
Croydon.
And back then, yeah, because even the Primark one, yeah. Well, I was on £5.35, but that was in Marble Arch. And the other Primarks, like if you went to like Peckham or if you went to like Croydon, they'll pay you £4 something. They'll pay you £4 something. No, that is criminal. That's criminal.
I know.
That is bad.
And I remember I worked the whole summer. So it was the summer before I went to college. So I worked the whole summer. So and after working the whole summer, I think my final pay was like 300 or something after working.
You worked 100 hours to get that.
Oh my gosh.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Anyway, I do feel like the living wage and the minimum wage for over 21s is so much better than it obviously was before. Obviously, I think there's obviously still improvement for it, but because when you multiply that out, I've done it recently. So
as an annual salary,
yeah. So what is it again? Sorry,
£12.21 per hour.
So let's say £12.21. Let's say someone does 37.5 hours times 52. That is £23,809. Okay. That is the minimum wage. Is a salary of almost 24,000, which I think compared to where we were in the past, where people won like 17, obviously, things, inflation and whatnot. But I think having a minimum wage, which is 24k, is good.
Yeah.
Obviously, compared to where we used to be before people come and drag us. But we're streets ahead. When I started, I remember when I graduated, I joined the NHS graduate program. The starting salary was, obviously this is many years ago, so whatever, but the starting salary was 22k, and that's for a graduate job, which is a decent graduate job.
Yeah.
22,222.
But that's actually really good if you think about minimum wage now only being 2k more than that.
Yeah, but I wasn't on minimum wage. Do you remember? I was that's a decent graduate scheme.
Yeah. Oh, okay, I get what you're
Whereas
saying.
like back then it was like 17. Like when I was in one of my HR jobs, I think the first one, I think the minimum wage at the time you could pay like 16k or something. But obviously things have gone on and all of that. But I know, see, especially when you're working with like startups and scale ups, usually if you're a startup or scale up, they usually hire really cheap people at the beginning.
Yeah.
And so the minimum wage that they literally give them the minimum wage or they give them above that. But there's a lot of startups that are paying people at the moment like 23k or 24k.
I feel like, especially in London, I'll speak for London. I feel like if that's the minimum wage, and
was that London?
No, that's just in general. The London living wage is £13.85. Obviously, not all companies have the London living wage, but I do feel like if you're in London and the minimum wage across the country is £12.21, your minimum wage in London should be a little bit more than that. It should be at least £15 an hour as a minimum, I think. Yeah.
London living wage, it will get you £27,000.
27,000 in London, if that's your minimum wage.
Minimum wage in London. So that's like even if you're working anywhere.
What's that a month? Like is that 2?
Divided by 12. So 2,250.
Before tax.
I think so. Entry level job in London, you don't think 27 is reasonable?
Entry level, yeah, that's
because
fine.
that's what minimum wage is going to be. It's the minimum they can pay you, obviously the minimum.
Yeah.
So if the London living wage is 27,000 for anybody, doesn't like, let's say if you're a London living wage employer, you earn £27,000. If you're working in an office, at least 27. Working in an office, working H&M, I really don't think that's that bad. Sometimes I say these things, and I'm afraid. I'm afraid that someone.
That's why I'm kind of a little bit silent.
This up, and then on TikTok they'll be dragging me. But I don't think it's that bad. I actually think £27,000 London living wage is reasonable because it's the minimum. I'm not saying that's what people. It's for the minimum you can pay somebody.
Assuming
in any job that has a London living wage is £27,000.
Assuming that most of those positions will be for people who are, quite junior in their career.
They should be entry level jobs. Entry
level
jobs, or they should be junior jobs at least that. have senior jobs at that. That doesn't make any sense.
No.
That's
I mean, they'll try.
It's the minimum. It's the minimum you can give someone. I don't actually think it's that bad. And then if you're going to say that 27 is not that bad for London, and you look at outside of London, then 24, which is kind of what it is
okay.
Entry level.
Anyway, everyone that watches the pod knows that Lola is the capitalist out of the two of us.
I'm not like I need to be reasonable. And also, I hate being this person, but as a small business owner, like if you want to hire, like you just have to be reasonable as well. And obviously, employers have like other costs. And if I was going to pick like a grad off the street today,
how much would you pay one?
A grad off the street today? Well, maybe now 27 because of the London living wage, but I would probably pay them 25.
Okay. I think that's fine as a grad. Yeah. It's just the, I guess not all grads are from London, so not all of them are living at home and stuff, but I guess if you're going to move to London, that's part of
I don't think that's my issue.
Yeah. It comes with the territory if you're going to do that. Most of the time, they can afford it. To be honest,
it's not even that. Like I don't think that you can live off 20. It's hard because I don't think that you can live off 25,000 if you have accommodation expenses.
Unless you're in a flat share of like 15,
even 27,000. I think if you have, you probably could, but not comfortably. Is what I mean.
Yeah.
Because what's that like after tax?
Oof.
1.6 or something, 1.7, and then let's say you use £700 of that to pay your rent, and then
travel.
You've got £1,000 to furnish all everything else in your lifestyle a month. I just think it's too. It will be a lot. It's not reasonable. So, but you have to be realistic. So that's
fair. There's been another increase. So there's been increases to statutory sick pay and other benefits. So from the 6th of April 2025, statutory sick pay will increase to £118.75 per week.
What was it before?
Do you want to check? So I don't use my
statutory sick pay is it's the one I just think statutory sick pay is so pointless.
Like
so pointless.
I mean, I think it's a good thing that there are a lot of companies who do an enhanced sick pay so that you get at least a week that's full pay if you are off. But yeah, SSP is
it was £109.40.
Okay.
Before that it was £99.35. The reason I hate statutory sick pay, is because I told you already that I think we need a new way of managing sickness.
And they dragged you on TikTok.
They did.
They did.
They was like, if people are sick, they should be off sick. I said, please. I never said they shouldn't be off sick. I said, if people are genuinely sick, they should be off sick. But it's hard because the way we manage it makes them want to come back to work.
Yeah.
Like, because they need money. But anyway, so you have to wait 4 days. This is the first thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's a waiting period, I guess, because to discourage people from, like, if you have to wait 4 days, you're only going to call in sick if you're genuinely sick, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's the waiting period. And then after that, you get, let's say, £118 a week now?
Yeah.
What is that going to do for you? That's every month that you're off sick, you will get £475 or something. £475.
That's so wicked, you know?
I just think it's pointless.
It's so wicked.
I think it's so pointless. Like, what can you do with that?
Barely.
I swear universal credit is more. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it is as well. Yeah.
Just quit your job.
Like, literally. That's so... Imagine if you're genuinely sick, but if you don't go in, you're only going to get £118.75 per week.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
You have bills to pay. Like, that's what I mean. It's just... It's nice that it's there, but...
It's not enough.
Yeah. Do you know what I used to think? Yeah, I'm going off a bit, but I used to think that the UK, we have a very like good system, and there's a lot of employee rights and stuff, and there is in some areas, but in other areas, it really just relies on employers being like
nice. Yeah.
And
100%.
Because if you look at other parts of Europe, if you're sick,
what
they might touch you through your bum, but if you're sick, the government benefits are actually serious. They're substantial. But here, it's like basically you're not going to pay you hardly any money unless your employer decides that they're going to do it for you.
Literally. Like you actually have to look at policies and look for the enhanced version of the employment law and see, hope there's an enhanced version, I should say. Otherwise, it's going to be a real struggle. And then also from the 7th of April, Blackwall Tunnel start charging. First of all, can I just say, actually,
I love that. I was thinking that's not employment.
It's not, but I'm just like, these people just want to take money every single, just leave us alone.
Transport for London, it would never be well with you. It will never be well with you. So my mum lives in the congestion charge zone. And I remember, what year was it? It must have been like 2003. I can't remember exactly what year it was.
Not 03.
They started it as a temporary measure. It was £5. It was £5 a day. If you're a resident, you get a discount, so you get 90%. So you paid 50p per day. Even then, 50p a day was an inconvenience. Yeah. Then it went up to whatever, £8. Then it went to 10.
Mm-hmm.
Then it went to 15. Mm-hmm. And during COVID, they extended the
hours.
They extended the hours.
Yeah, they did.
And then they reduced the hours, but not properly. So on the weekend, you still got to pay. If you travel between 12 and 6. Mm-hmm. Then they added the ULEZ. Mm-hmm. Then they expanded the ULEZ.
Yep.
Then they expanded the ULEZ again. I'm sick of them. We got Dartford. You have to pay every time you go through it. £2.50 each way.
Literally.
Then now, the Blackwall Tunnel.
That's so
is
cheeky.
The transport version of hell. Yeah.
It's the central line.
It's not even a good tunnel.
It's not.
It's not. You know when you go through that Limehouse link there straight away, Blackwall Tunnel, you never know what you're going to get. There's always roadworks. Mm-hmm. The Blackwall Tunnel approach is like you may as well get out and have a cigarette break. And now they're going to charge us for the privilege.
So
PFL, it will never be well with you. Anyway, I hate the Blackwall Tunnel. That's my rant.
If I start going, I'm not going to stop. So anyway, from the 7th of April 2025, statutory maternity, paternity, adoption, shared parental and parental bereavement pay will rise to £187.18 per week.
It's getting better.
I think that's like that's a lot more than it was.
It goes up. Well, it goes up every year, right? But
for maternity, that's quite a jump.
Let me see what it was last year.
Serves me correctly.
Let me see what it was last year. It's never good, but I mean, it's higher. But when you deep it, that's what you're gonna get paid in a week.
Yeah.
Statutory.
They should have increased paternity time off, the statutory allowance.
It was, what is it now?
£187.18 per week.
No, it wasn't. It was 184 before.
Is it? Oh my God. This country.
184. So I wonder what rate they're using.
And then
do inflation, because the statutory sick pay went up more.
It says the lower earnings limit required to qualify for these payments will increase to £125 per week.
Again, you've got to make sure your company is being good to you.
That is so bad as well. That's less than £200 a week.
Yeah.
There's no, unless your company does an enhanced version of any of those, there's no incentive to actually stay off work and actually look. They want us to be like America.
They want us to be out. They want us to go back to work.
Yeah, they want us to be like the US, clearly.
Yeah. Whenever I watch these shows, Real Housewives or whatever, and then people are like, oh, I had my baby 8 weeks ago, but going back to work, and their baby can barely hold their head up. So funny. But their baby can barely hold their head up, and they're taking them to nursery, and I'm like, this is diabolical. And they think it's normal.
I see those TikToks, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that she's literally taking a baby to nursery, to daycare.
And they think it's normal.
And it's really not.
And they think it's normal. That's why I was like, please don't let us get there. Please. I'm begging, please. It's actually insane. And I was like, this is literally normal for them.
But the birth rates have already plummeted in this country. And they didn't use this as an opportunity to be like, let's get the population going again and do something proper. So they increased it by £3.
What did they say? They said this is very unrelated, but now you're going to be able to get the morning after pill for free in pharmacies.
Yeah.
I know Trump is.
Oh, don't even get me started on Trump. I don't want to talk about him. He's pissed
very
me
upset
off.
about it.
Yeah, he's pissed me off. I'm not happy with him at all.
When have you ever been happy with him?
No, but listen, when I went to go and check my investment, I said, no. Let me just put this down. There's no point.
Don't look at it.
Just need to ignore it for the future. So another one from the 6th of April 2025 is employers' contributions on salaries above 5K will rise to 15%, impacting payroll expenses.
As in national insurance?
Yes, national insurance contributions.
It's going up to 15% from 13.8.
I mean, you're the business owner.
Listen, I actually get a credit. If you're a small business owner, they give you, I can't remember how much it is. I think it was 3,000, but it might have gone up now that you get off your national insurance.
Oh, okay.
Employers' national insurance, yeah. So I don't pay the first 3,000 per year, but that doesn't go very far, to be honest.
Yeah, especially if this is about 5,000. So yeah.
Or maybe it's 5,000 that you, I don't know, that you get, but it's a small cost for employers. I mean, it's better to put it with employers than employees, but it will, like, all of these little increases that have happened over time are going to, they eventually can start to discourage employers from taking on like an extra person here and there.
100%. Even where like companies decide to set up entities and offices, like the UK might be more of a turn off with stuff like that. And that's why they love Ireland anyway. They love going over.
They do.
Ireland. Yeah. Neonatal leave and pay. So this is this is like a complete change. So the Neonatal Care Leave and Pay Act 2023 is expected to come into force in April 2025, which it has. It says this will give employees a new right of up to 12 weeks leave and statutory pay when a baby they are responsible for is in the hospital receiving neonatal care. This is in addition to existing parental leave rights. Employers will therefore need to update their policies and payroll systems to reflect this.
Is that, I wonder what the rate will be. Would it be the same as maternity or the same as sick pay?
It must be the same as it says parental leave, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It will be that. Yeah.
So actually, but is it, if it's the full 12 weeks is paid, I don't know, I have to check.
Statutory.
It's paid at statutory. But then that's actually more than maternity.
It is, but I guess if your baby's unwell.
Yeah. Actually, it's not more than maternity. I'm thinking about the 90%. Ignore me.
In the first 6 weeks. Yeah, no. Yeah, I mean, that's a good thing. I feel like it should have been a given. Like, if there's any companies out there where someone's had a child in that's been in neonatal care and hasn't given them additional time off, like,
oh, do you know what?
What are you and who are you?
Yeah, but I was thinking, how is that any different from maternity leave? But I'm thinking about for men, or because paternity leave, you get 2 weeks, right?
Yeah. So this would be for men. This would be in addition.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. So that's actually quite good.
Yeah, I mean it's good, but why does your child have to be sick for the man to get 14 weeks off in total?
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's really bad.
It's terrible, but.
And also the additional stress of having those 12 weeks off at statutory when, you know, for example, if somebody has a premature baby and, you know, things have just happened unexpectedly and now you're on statutory pay earlier, it's like, is it actually helpful? Because it should be a given that you're going to be off regardless.
Yeah, it's hard because it's not hard, but sometimes I think about it and I'm like, the government needs to fund it, but then the government will be like, companies should fund it. Because I think about all these things and I think from a small business perspective, I think about, could I afford it? Literally, could I just afford it? Because you don't, and you should, in your kind of budget, come up with, you know, you should hire when you know that you're going to be able to do everything. But let's say if I have somebody that earns, I don't know, 60K, and they go off on maternity leave, and I afford to pay that, because the model my company works on is that we charge our time. So, and the amount of time we charge covers the salary of the person, and then obviously some of it goes towards the business and stuff like that. So, how do I afford? Do you know what I mean? You have reserves and stuff, but how do you afford to pay somebody? Like, it just, for my company, it would be really hard to do anything which was like, if I ever wanted to, like, 6 months maternity leave or something, I'd be like, where does the money come from? So it's like, I think they're all good ideas, and obviously for big companies that have like loads of reserves, it just makes complete sense. But then I'm like, it kind of needs to come from the government now, because even like statutory maternity pay, you claim it back from the government. So if it was something like that, then you can claim 92% of it back from the government.
Yeah, then that would be better.
Yeah, then everybody would do it if they didn't have to pay for it. But companies, especially certain types of companies, they work on really slim margins. But yeah, I'll never beat in these capitalist allegations.
Nope, not at all. Not at all. Then, the last one, it actually starts in September. So from the 1st of September 2025, when fraud is committed, large employers will be liable under a new corporate criminal offence of failure to prevent fraud, unless they can demonstrate that they have had measures in place to prevent fraud by their employees or other associates. The guidance issued by the Home Office sets out the types of fraud covered by the offence and reasonable fraud prevention procedures that employers should undertake. A large employer has to meet 2 or more of the following criteria to be included. So, turnover exceeding 36 million, total assets exceeding 18 million, and more than 250 employees.
The big companies.
Yeah, it's the big companies. It's the ones that are doing some really stupid.
It's the same ones that are caught by modern. I think that's the same criteria for modern slavery reporting.
I believe it's similar.
Yeah.
Employers should update employment contracts and policies to cover the prevention of fraud and ensure that failure to comply with the employer's requirements in this regard will be treated as a disciplinary matter that could lead to dismissal. Employers will also need to conduct a comprehensive fraud risk assessment and monitor and review their fraud detection and prevention procedures.
And training. It's all going to be training, isn't it? They're going to be like, oh, here's this new module. Do this module.
And then there'll be a fraud case and just be like, oh, they did the module. Like, why
that's what it. But how do you have to prove that you have, trained employees on how to, it's like anti-bribery, trained employees on how to recognize it, what to do if they suspect it. It's all the same stuff. So they're just going to be doing online training, and that's it. That's all they're going to do.
It's the same with the prevention for sexual harassment that Labour want to put in. They're just going to get,
there's some other stuff that they might do with that as well, but there's loads of stuff they're still consulting on.
Yeah, there is, like the unfair dismissal.
Yeah, I thought that was quite interesting. So it will, in theory, like we spoke about it before, but going to be day one rights, but during probation period there'll be some sort of lighter touch thing that you can do, which I think is interesting. And the probation period is really going to mean something now.
It will finally. Finally. I think it's interesting. Like, I wonder if seeing all the redundancies and stuff that have taken place has, played a part at all in how that's being viewed as well. Because the redundancies are so rife right now. So rife. It's really scary.
I think it's just been like that for so long now that it's like, is this our new norm?
It can't be. I can't tell if it's getting better or worse.
I saw something which says hiring actually went up in the last month by 3%.
Okay.
But vacancies are still not as high as they were this time last year. And this time last year, they were lower than they were the year before as well. So but the amount of hiring that has been done went up for the first time in 3 years, I believe.
In 3 years?
Yeah, but if you think about 2022 was like the end of the
boom.
Yeah, the end of the good times.
Yeah, that's when I got my new job.
Yeah. So it's been quite flat since then. We should submit because the government is going to be doing consultation on the unfair dismissal stuff, day one rights. We should submit a response as Everybody Hates HR.
We should.
Yeah, when the consultation starts, and I mean anybody can submit a response. So for those of you not aware of like how consultation works, the government consults. I mean, it's like consultation, isn't it? It's like HR consultation, but basically there's a consultation period. They basically share what the proposal is. I've never really thought about the parallels to HR.
You haven't?
No, about consultation. I just never thought about like when there's, anyway, they share the materials about what the proposal is, what they're thinking about doing. And then everybody, like the public, has an opportunity to respond. So you can like basically write letters, emails. There's a way for you to respond, and people who work at the government, they basically go through the responses and then they kind of put it all together, and the government in theory takes on what's been said and makes decisions on, you know, it might change their mind, might not change their mind, might tweak what they're going to do, might do exactly what it's going to do. It's like a redundancy consultation. I'm shocked at that. I'm shocked that I never drew that parallel before.
Deep it.
No, I didn't deep it, but I've deeped it now. So whenever there's any sort of like consultation around employee rights, there's loads that are going to be happening anyway because of this employment rights bill. Everyone can respond, anyone can respond. So respond, especially like if there's some stuff in there that seems dumb, please let's be using our voice. Let's respond.
For real, because there's a lot going on and not enough people speaking. Let's do it, and then we'll post it after we've done it.
Okay, fine.
Saying it here, so accountability.
But don't come back to us before we come back to you.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't come for me unless I send for you.
Oh, also, I was going to say this at the beginning of the next episode, but we have now got 1,000 followers on YouTube. Woo. So we spoke about it in the last episode. It was like when we recorded the last one, we went 849, but we did a bit of a whip around. We encouraged people, posted it on LinkedIn, and then we're above 1,000 now. So our road to 1,000 is officially complete.
Road to 5 now.
Wow, not 2.
We're road to 5.
Okay, road to 5. Road to 5. Road to 5K.
Yeah. Same on Spotify. We've got
almost 5.
Well, we've got over 3-5 now.
Do you know what? We never give the Apple people love. And when I went on there before, I was like, we have so
many they're quite active. Yeah,
they're quite active.
But yeah, also, I got a throwback today on Snapchat. We've actually been doing this for 3 years.
Oh my God, we actually, this month as well.
Yeah.
We missed our anniversary. Sorry. We posted on Instagram. But yeah, 3 years is insane.
Yeah, I've been doing it for 3 years.
How did that happen?
I don't know. Wild. Happy birthday.
Yeah. Wow.
Enjoy your day. I wish you long life and prosperity.
LOMP for those those of the Nigerian persuasion. Yeah, it's crazy. 3 years has just gone like that.
Know.
You know, I used to look at sometimes I would listen to podcasts. When we first started, I would listen to podcasts and they'll be like, "Oh, this is episode 100 and this," and I'll be like, "You got time? Like, how did you get to 100 episodes?" Or you see some podcasts and they're like episode 500. I'm like, this is
how?
insane.
Yeah. Those ones I'm still looking sideways.
Yeah, but here we are on episode 111.
I know. When we started doing this, my son was not even 1.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah.
No.
And now he's soon to be 4.
That's crazy.
I know.
That is crazy, yeah. But some of those 500 and something episode podcasts, yeah, they're like 3 hours, you know. So I like
you're throwing shots right now, but because I know what you're talking about. Look, you're throwing shots right now.
Throwing shots.
Like, comment, subscribe,
all that good stuff.
That's a wrap, guys.
Bye.